Hello tacticians, it's Nox here, and today we're going to have my first impression of Wrask, the latest addition to Tacticus. But before we go into him, I just want to say my usual thank yous, and today they go to Nessie, Varthos, Croel and Phallicus. All of you have used my friend code and it is very much appreciated, as it really does help me out. So thank you once again. And now, let's carry on with our look into Wrask. Now, as we can see, he is part of the World Eaters, no surprise there, and he has the Blessings of Khorne, which we've seen on one of my previous videos. But it does 3% more damage and receives 8% less psychic damage for each unit that was defeated in melee this battle, and it goes up to a maximum of 8 counts. Second, he has Deep Strike, so we're used to this on characters such as Angrax. He'll appear wherever he wants, as long as it's at least one space away from the enemy. And then we've got Rapid Assault. Now, this is actually quite good, because like most Terminators, he's only got a movement of 2, but until he's in combat, that means he's now got a movement of 3. And its first melee attack in battle, and all following melee attacks in the same turn, deal an additional 25% damage. So this guy's going to be charging in and really smashing some face. And, of course, Terminator armor, which we've seen on other Terminators before and is the usual deal there. The one thing that I found quite interesting was the fact he has no ranged weapon. The Flamer, which we can see here, and what a lovely Flamer it is, isn't actually ranged. It's his melee weapon, and he has 4 hits with it. And then we have his active ability, which is called Bloody Fury, which deals 1 lot of chain damage to an adjacent enemy. And this attack scores an extra hit for each time Wrask was attacked in this battle, up to a maximum of 8 hits. And any leftover hits are applied to remaining adjacent enemies, prioritising kills. So the more that you hit this guy, the angrier he gets. And it is only chain damage, which is worth pointing out, but this scales quite well, and I've put in the various levels. So level 26 here is what we're looking at for the TA. There's one at level 35 for Epic, and one at level 50 for Legendary characters. So at least you get an idea of how this scales. And if you thought the active was good to kill people, his passive is really good to keep him safe. So at level 26, when Wrask arrives from Deep Strike or defeats an enemy in melee, he and adjacent friendly Chaos units gain a shield with a certain amount of health, nearly half of his health here, for 1 round. This shield absorbs all damage until it's destroyed, and it has no armor, so it's quite easy to get through that shield, but it's yet an additional layer of defense for this character when he either starts the game in Deep Strike or, well, whenever you kill anyone. And with his active ability, you're going to be doing that a lot. And if we want to consider the legendary events, you are going to get these shields every single time you kill something. So he is going to be really good for melee only in legendary events. The one thing which is not immediately obvious here is this stacks. So this will stack with Thormax's shield, but it will also stack with itself. If you use his active ability and you kill off 2 enemies, you'll get 2 lots of the shields. So if you manage to get surrounded and you end up killing 6, you'll get 6 lots of shields. Pretty decent. Admittedly only for 1 turn, but sometimes 1 turn is all you need. And of course, he only has a melee attack. This guy, well, Ragnar's going to be wanting to bring him along to those tournament arenas. He's got the decent movement, decent armour, decent protection. People are going to want to kill this guy quickly, and if they don't, he's going to kill them with all the extra attacks that generates. So enough talking, let's see him in action. So as always, I like to see if they can take a shot from Calendar. So let's just teleport him in straight away and see what happens. And it was blocked, and well, it obviously took away the shield, but nothing else happened there. So what would happen if we teleport him just to here? You can see the shield appear, and we'll let them have a turn, and now Calendis is going to have a shot from high ground. And again, not much to write home about. This guy is going to love Tournament Arena. And whilst we're on the subject of this shield, it's important to note that if you, say, move Harken up and Angrax, when you teleport Wrask up, they will get the shield after he teleports there. So it's worth bearing in mind the order in which you move them to get the most out of this. Here I've set something up to show off the combination of his skills. If we go on to Wrask, we will see that he gets an additional 3 hits on his active ability at this moment in time. And if we do that, we'll quite happily kill all 3 of the Chaos Demons. And you'll see that both Wrask and Harken get 1,617 as a shield, which is obviously 3 times 539. Standing next to them is Sword Brother Godswill, wondering why he hasn't got it, but of course he's not a Chaos character, and so isn't allowed it. So the activation of that skill is going to be paramount. You're not going to want Wrask too low on health, so that people just ignore him in their turn, where he's got all the armour. As the turn after, when it's your turn, it will all go away. But of course you want to use it before he dies. So the timing of that skill is going to be really crucial. And of course it's very helpful that it actually protects your other Chaos units as well. And here is a quick look at Wrask at maximum level. I don't think this guy will be worrying any guild raid bosses anytime soon, apart from the Winged Tyrant boss adjutant for the Screamer Killer, who is vulnerable to flame. But I do think he will be a very good addition for Tournament Arena if you like using the Ragnar team. That is very popular at the moment, and I really think he'll be an asset in the legendary events in the future. The last question I've been asked to add to all my reviews is, if I'm a newer player, should I unlock this character? For Wrask, yes you should. He's going to help you in the Fall of Cadia campaigns, and obviously the more campaign missions you have unlocked, the more items that you can then use to gear up your characters. He's going to be useful in the PvP arena as well as the tournament arena. He's not going to win you every game, but he could win you a game that you may have otherwise lost. He's not great at the guild raids, but he is going to be an asset in the legendary events, and you will want him for those legendary events at some point. If you like these videos, then it would be much appreciated if you at least think about using my friend code, as it really does help me out. Or if you or your guilds are looking for a new home, please reach out to any of the guilds shown, as we'll always welcome new people into our midst. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the battlefield.